Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to do something that I've kind of been thinking about doing for a little while here. That is kind of looking at jerseys and getting jerseys crested and customized, or just getting them pre-bought with names and numbers already on them, as opposed to leaving jerseys blank. Now I completely understand that there's a lot of people out there that have zero interest in getting any names and numbers on their jerseys. There's certain people who that's all they want to do is just get them name and number. That's kind of where I find myself at. I have over 250 jerseys here. I know realistically I'm not going to end up getting them all customized, but I have plans to do each and every single one of them. I know kind of who I want to get on them, and yeah, there are just some jerseys though that I feel like you need to get customized, whether the jersey's kind of really plain and boring without it. You know, Detroit Reverse Retro, I'm looking at you. Or, you know, the customization is really unique and different, and it just kind of brings and kind of ties everything together. Now, I have, I think, 13 jerseys in particular that I kind of want to show and talk about. I think I have like 4 honorable mentions and 9 that I would recommend getting done. Kind of for various different reasons, but there's just something about it when you get the name and number on there that kind of just ties everything together really nicely. Again, for the simple reason, maybe some jerseys are just kind of lacking and boring, or has something kind of really unique and different, like this Buffalo Sabres with the numbers on the front. I really like the font that they use on the back. It's, again, kind of different and unique a little bit, and I really like it. Now, I straight up know getting a jersey customized is not as comfortable to wear. Speaking from a lot of personal experience, as I'm speaking right now, this number and name on the back, this jersey is not the most comfortable one that I have to wear. Even though I love it, I think it's one of the coolest looking jerseys I own. One of my favorite jerseys, just in hockey in general. Like, my God, I can see myself in a little monitor. Damn, I look good in this jersey. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of show you guys my thoughts on some of the jerseys that I'm using just for my personal collections, and there's probably many more that I'm missing that I could talk about that kind of helps the jersey and the jersey's appeal if you were to get a name and number on it as opposed to leaving it blank. But I'm just going to show you some of the ones that I would recommend that I've gotten done, or I really want to get done because I feel like the jersey's lacking a little bit. So the first one that I want to talk about was one that is not plain or boring by any means. So if you were to leave this blank, it wouldn't look bad, but the reason I would recommend getting something like this done is the numbers that they use on the back look incredible. Like, they have that, a lot of the Winter Classic ones have that really unique stitching in the numbers, and they look really great. A bit of a unique, more kind of squared off numbers that they would have used for this jersey. I think it looks really great. Again, not a boring, simple jersey, and I think you could pull it off not getting something on there, but I think your money would be well spent on getting this customized. It's just really hard to find the right person to customize this to get it done correctly, because not all customization is done equally. So you'd have to kind of look into it a little bit. I do have a video of where I get my jerseys crested. I'll leave a link to that down below, and you guys can go check that out, because I've kind of answered a lot of the questions that I seem to get a lot. But this is one that I really want to get customized, and I think it would just make this jersey that much better. Something like this I really wanted to get customized, and I probably honestly wouldn't have bought this jersey if I wouldn't have gotten it customized. This jersey looks way better with a name and number, simply just because of the fact that I really like the orange number kit on the back as opposed to it being like their regular white that they use on their home jersey. Again, a pretty simple, basic looking jersey that I feel like the customization just really ties everything together quite nicely. You know, I added the patch on there as well. It went from a pretty simple, boring jersey to getting customized, making it look like a complete jersey. Like, it just looks really nice, I think, with the customization. And that's coming from someone who's not an Islanders fan. Next one I want to talk about, and these are not really in any order, but the next one I want to talk about is the Tampa Bay Storm jersey, or whatever you want to call it, the blackout jersey. Again, I don't necessarily think you need it, just because there is enough detail in there, even though it is kind of simple. But the detailing on the sleeve with the gradient, I think, is enough that you could get away without having it done, and it would be really comfortable to wear. Like, the logo doesn't take up much space. Very, very comfortable to wear. But getting the kind of unique number kit that they have on the back, I think looks really cool and just ties everything together so nicely with this jersey and complements it very, very well. And the last one that I want to talk about for kind of the honorable mentions that I would kind of consider and arguing for is an Anaheim Ducks jersey. It doesn't have to be this one specifically. It could be, you know, their 25th anniversary black jersey or just their regular home or away. Now, none of those jerseys are really simple or boring, you would say. They do have a lot of striping, lots of stuff kind of going on. The reason I would argue it is the actual font that they use looks so nice on these jerseys. And that's honestly kind of my fear, if they were to go back to those original Mighty Ducks jerseys, that we would lose such a unique font like we've kind of lost with Calgary and other teams kind of who've went to a more traditional, old school looking jersey. We kind of lose some of that unique fonts that we've had in the NHL, which would be a crying shame to lose the font that they have on this jersey. And I really want to get this one done. I think it would just make this jersey look that much better. Up next one I want to talk about is the Tampa Bay Lightning road jersey. Again, I feel like the dark one that I showed you previously, you could get away without it and it would look pretty good. This one is pretty simple and pretty boring, and I feel like a lot of the ones I'm going to talk about are actually white jerseys. I feel like getting the white jerseys customized looks a lot better just because it adds a little bit more to it. And people are always complaining, you know, there's not enough black on these jerseys, which there isn't. But if you get the name and number on there, you get some black added into your jersey. Again, I realize it's not much, and a lot of people don't even realize that there's black in there, but there is, so it kind of adds a little bit of dimension to the Tampa Bay Lightning jerseys. But yeah, very simple looking jersey. You could add that 2020 Stanley Cup patch on there to kind of bring this jersey to life a little bit. But blank, it's kind of boring. Again, just kind of going from my personal collection and everything, I think this jersey would be fantastic to get customized. With that, the number kind of being down below the Islanders word mark, and just kind of how unique and ugly and different this jersey is, I think getting this jersey customized would look so good, and it kind of feels incomplete without it at the moment right now. So I'm not making Reebok jerseys kind of my priority, but I feel like this one should kind of get prioritized a little bit above some of the other Reeboks that I have. Yeah, that would look so good with a name and number on there. Next one that I would recommend maybe considering getting done would be this Pittsburgh one, and for one simple reason. I think the numbers on top of the shoulders look fantastic, absolutely really unique. Getting the black number on there would kind of tone down some of the yellow, and I think just overall make this jersey that much better. It took me a long time to think of who I actually wanted to get on there. That's why this one is still blank. I probably would have got it done right away, but it took me a while to decide who I'm going to get on here. And now that I have that decided, I'm probably going to get this one done relatively soon. Another jersey that I think would really greatly benefit from getting customized would be the Minnesota Wild white jersey. Not a lot of red on the jersey, but it looks really good because they have those bright red numbers on the back. Again, just kind of completing the look, I feel like, and yeah, this one will definitely have to get done pretty soon as well. I think this is scheduled to be, third one that I'm getting done next. I have to do the Carolina one. I think there was one other one, and then this one I think I was going to get done soon. So yeah, the red numbering on the back of this looks so nice and just ties everything perfectly together. Alright, so up next I would recommend this one. If you have this one, I think this one greatly benefits from numbers. Not because this is a simple or a boring jersey by any means, it's really quite busy, but the number kit that they use for this is just so unique, out of this world, unlike anything else in the NHL. I think any jersey would greatly benefit from having it done. The only thing you have to be careful with is getting it done correctly, because I think the first game that they used this, they had the letters were kind of almost like triangle kind of, and they were each individually stitched on, so they weren't actually on a name bar. But the second game they switched it around and it was on a name bar, and I think it might have been just straight across. So you'd have to kind of see which roster you would looking at to kind of get a certain player on which one, because maybe they didn't play in both games. So it's just something to maybe consider and be careful about who you actually get customized on it. But yeah, this one would greatly benefit, especially the A or the C on the front. It looks fantastic. And yeah, highly recommend getting this one done. It looks beautiful. Another one that's not really simple or boring necessarily by any means, but they do something really cool. Not only do they have the perforations on the back for the numbers are on the shoulder as well. I think that looks really awesome. If you were to get, say, like Alexander Barkov or Jonathan Huberdeau or something who had the A, you can buy yourself the patch that goes above this arm here where it says captain or alternate on there. I do have the patch, it's somewhere over there. So I will be definitely really keen to get this one done as well. Again, just it adds so much character to the jersey, I think, getting it customized, especially one like this. Next one I wanted to talk about was something similar to this. Again, a very simple, basic looking jersey, not ugly by any means, not necessarily busy either, but it looks really cool. Having though all the reverse retros that I do in my collection here, this one has kind of fallen down the standings a little bit, and that's just simply because I don't feel like it's kind of complete. But if you were to get the name and number on there with that blue font, it just makes it pop so much better and will just add a whole other level to this jersey that I feel like is kind of lacking at this point in time. But there's one other jersey I wanted to talk about, and yeah, we'll go get that one. Alright, so I wanted to leave these ones to last because I have one blank and I have one customized, kind of show you what I'm talking about. I think you can kind of get a good picture or representation with these two. This one, I got, obviously it's blank, no one on the back. It's been stripped, it had someone on the back, but that was something else. But yeah, jersey doesn't have a lot of white on there. Obviously the collar does, and the logo's got some white, but a lot of people really wanted some white striping and kind of to break up the green a little bit. But if you were to add, you know, say the 50th anniversary patch or getting it customized, I feel like it just really adds a whole other element to your jersey. And there's just some jerseys out there that I think look so much better with the name and number on the back. Again, I realize not everyone necessarily feels that way, but having said that, I feel like, yeah, it just really ties a lot of jerseys together and kind of completes the whole look that you don't just get with a blank. So that's kind of my argument. Bit of a rambling kind of video I just kind of threw together, but something I kind of wanted to talk about. But yeah, that kind of does it for this one. Let me know what you guys kind of think about getting jerseys customized. What are some jerseys that you have in your collection or that you've just seen that you're like, that jersey would be so much better with a name and number. It kind of ties everything together. And obviously there's some jerseys that I feel like I kind of purposely put some of these ones in the background because I don't feel like you need to get those ones customized. The jerseys themselves are really cool and kind of busy and got a lot going on that getting a name and number on there wouldn't make or break those kind of jerseys. But let me know what you guys think about which ones need to be customized. As always, thank you again very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys want, you can check me out on Instagram as well and Twitter. I'll leave those down there. But yeah, I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye.